All right, we are live and recording. I've got with me David Hitt. And David, if you can just give a little bit of your background. How long have you been in real estate? Where are you practicing real estate, or in today's real estate world, practicing real estate?
Good morning. I am in Los Angeles, and Los Angeles is the big place. My office is in the Los Feliz Keller Williams, which is sort of next to Hollywood, near the Griffith Observatory, but then sort of near downtown, and then Glendale and Burbank on the opposite side. But we cover the greater Los Angeles area.
Awesome.
And the San Fernando Valley.
Hermosa Beach is one of my very favorite places in the world.
Hermosa Beach is pretty fantastic. We have a couple of referral partners that we work with the beaches on. So,
all right. So when we first started talking, David, the reason for my call was because we're doing the Thriving Together Facebook page, and for real estate agents who may not be under any kind of shelter in place or any kind of restriction in their business, we do. The truth is that we have to forecast that is a big possibility. And last week we were able to interview Beth, and that video is going to be coming up today. And you agreed to talk with me today. So California went shelter in place last week, and now you just got news from, you were saying, the California Association of Realtors. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, basically the head of CAR, California Association of Realtors, has said that the real estate industry, any non-essential businesses need to shut down any in-person interactions. So what it says here on the email that I received is the real estate industry is not exempt from this prohibition, except as needed to maintain continuity of operation of construction, including housing construction. So therefore, realtors should cease doing all face-to-face marketing or sales activities, including showings, listing appointments, open houses, and property inspections. Clients and other consumers are also subject to these orders and should not be visiting properties or conducting other business in person.
Okay.
And it goes on from there, but that's just the most important part.
So with that, and that just came down this morning for you?
Yeah, it's been a few days. It's been a few days, but yeah, it's
okay.
slowly coming around.
Tell me what, with knowing that what you know now, what would you have done this past week to prepare your business and your clients for something like this to occur? Or what did you do with that?
Well, to be honest, I mean, I had responded to both of you ladies this morning, and when I saw the questions, I haven't really done much to prepare. However, what I'm doing, our clients or our business, what I am doing now, we're starting today, is we put together over the weekend a list of all the people that we've sold homes to in the last 5 years. And we're starting to call them today to ask them, how are they doing? You know, is there anything we can do for them? You know, those kinds of things, to connect, not asking for referrals, but just asking, like, what is it like in your neighborhood? You know, do you need anything? Is there something that we can get for you that you can't, you haven't been able to get? Come from contribution. I think once this virus is over, they're going to remember that. And that's going to translate into referrals down the road. For our business, I will say that I'm glad last year I started doing the 4 bank accounts that are in the MREA model, and putting 25% away for taxes, 25% away for retirement, and then 25 for business and 25 for work, because I have all my taxes, I think, already paid through my quarterlies, and I have money left in that account. And then I've got also, you know, more than enough in retirement. And then I've got, like, I don't know, another 30 in a couple of other savings accounts. So, but that was from doing the 4 bank accounts,
Nice.
like the MREA said. So I was saying this morning, knock on wood, that, you know, I did that last year, and I'm going to be okay for a few months if I don't sell any houses.
Right. So that allows you to truly come from contribution. I think if you can remove the personal gain, which I think real estate agents do get, we call it commission breath, right? You know, if you have commission
Yes.
breath, they're going to, we just have to get rid of that right now. And so I find that a lot of people who are in panic really aren't it's more because they did not practice that. And I love that we teach that. I teach the 30% taxes and 30% into operating expenses, so that you can have several months of operating expenses, so that if tragedy or crisis occurs, you can definitely move through that. Tell me, are you, it's interesting. So here in Georgia, we're seeing a lot of the upper price range homes still being listed and sold really quickly, which has been kind of an interesting thing to watch. I'm wondering from and I've seen a couple of states, I know Wisconsin just went that they will allow e-closings to occur. I know Georgia's in discussions with that. Are you offering virtual home open houses and virtual tours to buyers? Is that something that you and your group have been talking about?
Yes. And yeah, along with, yeah, we are doing virtual showings and virtual open houses. We are offering those things to any potential clients that, and closings are still happening. They're
Okay.
just doing them differently, you know. So
Tell me about that. What does that mean?
Well, it means that, you know, things are done with FaceTime. I've also heard of people, if they're doing inspections or whatever, they're like allowing one person to go into the house at a time, where virtually nobody has any contact with anyone. And then they're getting the inspection report at the end, or emailed to them as normal. We're doing that for people that have a sense that they need to buy or sell right now. There are options that can be done with DocuSign or Dotloop. You know, everything's online that we do. So it's just now we're being forced to really focus on putting that more into place than ever before. But closings are still happening, and what we're seeing is mobile notaries are going to people's homes and using precautions, using all the recommended precautions, and still signing documents. And some are getting delayed. Some have, you know, the CER, California Association, also just put out an addendum that's in regards to the coronavirus, and that talks about if a buyer, it's negotiable whether a buyer and seller want to use it, but it deals with if the buyer loses their job due to something that has to do with the coronavirus, you know, they can get their deposit back, but that's, you know, one part of it. And then the other one allows for an extension of 30 days in addition to if there are delays in the transaction and closing on time. So it's a very interesting addendum, but it's not required, but they're asking us to have that conversation with our buyers and sellers, that's a possibility.
Awesome. So tell me, David, one of the reasons why I was super excited to talk with you is our dear friend Ursula, who's amazing, had said you're so in, you know, what's the word? even in the hardest times, you can think outside the box and how to make this positive, and how to really look at it from an opportunity perspective instead of the end of the world, right? Kind of perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So where is the opportunity for you, and what is the one thing you would like real estate agents to see in this see through some of this muck, if you will?
Well, first of all, we have call your clients and ask them how are they doing. Now is the perfect time to re-engage and let them know you care about them and you're thinking about them. The next thing is be nice and kind and unconditionally loving and forgiving towards all of your other people in the business. I can recently see an email chain that was going back and forth with some colleagues, and it's a mix. And I'm not going to say too many details, but somebody was unhappy about having to be home quarantined, and saying the association and the CDC are not God, and we still have a right to make a living, and so on. And the fact of the matter is, an attorney who's an agent here also replied back saying, yeah, you're correct, but if you're dead or you're sick, none of that's going to matter. So
Right.
we need to pay attention to this, and it's very serious. And look inward. Can we take some online classes? I have 2 online classes that I'm going to be starting. One is the Staging International, the ASL, the Accredited Staging, I can't league or something. And then I also have another one where I am becoming a certified mediator. I paid for a course that I haven't done, so I'm going to, go and do that as well. So there's things that, you can do. I started a networking group, and so I'm recruiting people. These are all the envelopes that I have filled out to it's a LaTip group, and sending out letters inviting them to my new group. But that's stuff I'm doing here at home. I don't need to go out to do it. There are other things that we can do to engage and just encourage, when people talk about they can't meet in person, then you've got Zoom, you've got Facebook Live, now Facebook has a workplace that is essentially Zoom, but it's free.
Sorry.
So there are tools. Facebook Workplace is what I was talking about. I just found out about that from a colleague, which I had known about before. It's like Google Hangouts, but it's with Facebook and like Zoom, but it doesn't cost anything. So you can, I think this is really going to be an opportunity for a lot of the world and a lot of industries to see how they can make more of their business virtual than before.
Right.
And I know that even Darren Daly, some of us are on his morning email inspiration. He's an inspirational guy in Southern California that you can sign up for his emails every morning. They're 5-minute videos. But the one recently, it gave me the opportunity to link on and hear the recorded class of him with his team, about 15 people, and they're all virtual. And they talk about how they run their team virtually. And I think this is really going to be the turning point for some businesses to start thinking in that direction, right, which is really cool.
Right. I agree with you. I'm super excited for the opportunities as far as efficiencies. And I think for real estate agents, really getting serious about our standards. I've talked a lot about making sure that we're following standards in our businesses. And I think a lot of agents, you just drop everything and go show homes. And I'm like, it's time actually tomorrow, one of my Facebook Lives is going to be around making sure that we keep the standards in place for our business. And right now, you can't just drop and go show somebody a home. You can't just be an Uber driver with keys to a house. You know, you've
Right.
got to
Right.
make sure.
I'm paying attention to what my colleagues are putting online. 70% of our business is agent referrals, because when we are the most referred team in LA, and we go to family reunion, mega camp, and the luxury retreat without fail every year and have a party there as well. And we're very plugged into what our colleagues are doing and posting on social media. And some of the things are the recommendations for agents. You know, ask your client, have they been sick recently? Are they sick now? Is someone in the house been ill recently or exposed to the coronavirus? I don't know how far you want to take the questioning, but you know, some of those before you meet them, and talk. I went on a buyer consult recently that was a referral. Excuse me. And I went in person, and it was probably 5 or 6 days ago, when things hadn't gotten as serious as they are today. And they have a baby, and just the husband was downstairs that met me to do the consult. The mom was upstairs with the baby, you know, in the room. So, you know, that was what their comfort level was. And so, you know, that was what we did. So, but you have to think about, you know, ask those questions and think about, have they been sick recently? Has anybody in the house been sick? Or are they coughing? You know, has someone been exposed to the coronavirus, or, you know, recently, or been around someone who's been exposed? You know, these are the things, because it's even more serious now. I read something that I posted on my Facebook page that basically says, how would we feel if we were responsible for getting someone infected?
Right.
And so on and so forth. You know, so this is very serious and very important. So we've got to think, this is more important about putting a new process flow in place with the new circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
So you're absolutely correct. Standards are probably even more important now. I'm on the grievance committee at the LA Association of Realtors too. And I can tell you that this has added to that awareness that we see those cases in front of the board once a month that, you know, are bad realtors or people not doing things, you know, ethically. So, but let's be ethical, let's be responsible, and, you know, what can we do to be in the solution? And I think it's asking the right questions up front, creating a new process flow for this situation for your buyers and for your sellers.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you. We have 3 or 4 luxury agents in our area, so I'll make sure I get them in contact with you for the next retreat. I think my question always is who do you want to be on the other side of this? Because there is another side of this. We know that that is, I won't say it's certain, because obviously, you know, who knows, but we have today, I have right this minute. And who do I want to be known as on the other side of this? And I know that I want to be a leader in my community that gave calm and options and was respectful and responsible to everybody. I think as real estate agents, we are community leaders. I believe that we have a social responsibility, and we also have an economic responsibility. And how do we navigate that with is really, and that changes minute by minute and hour by hour. I so appreciate you. Any final words?
I appreciate you.
Yeah. Any final words you'd like to say to our agents? We do have agents in all across the country that will be listening to this. What would you like them to take away from this?
You know, I think that personally, for me, this is a really perfect opportunity for me to improve on myself and to become even more aware consistently of what I can do, being more compassionate, more loving. You know, we're on the ALC, so even getting more involved in what can we do for our colleagues in our office. Just really try to think as much as possible about doing for others before I do something for me. And I think that's really what I'm getting from this situation. And the John Maxwell, leadership
that's
through
amazing.
adversity, which just started yesterday. There's 2 more Zoom calls, one today and one tomorrow. And I listened to that, and there was just like, I got so many ahas from that I think we all, that's the ideal. That's who I want to be. If you ask who do you want to be at the end of all this, the concepts that John talked in his leadership through adversity, the first video yesterday.
I love that. I love that. Well, it sounds to me like you need to do a class on how to follow the 4 bank accounts, because it gives you tremendous peace knowing that you're going to be okay, and now that allows you to be a giver and live to the level of authenticity. So I love that. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us, and hopefully you're on the Thrive Together Facebook page and you can keep us up to date on how things are transpiring, and know that Georgia has got your back and whatever you need.
Yes, when I have any referrals, I will reach out. And thank you for this great opportunity and to talk to you. And it certainly got me thinking more seriously, being more aware of these things in my business and my life. So I appreciate that as well.
Have a phenomenal day, sir.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.